Hi guys, welcome back to the Coffee Break Podcast. I'm your host, Emily Lung, and once again, I love being with you guys every single Wednesday. But today, when I'm recording this, it is Cinco de Mayo, so I hope you fully celebrated Cinco de Mayo yesterday. I'm making enchiladas tonight and having some margaritas. Found a cute little recipe on Pinterest, so I'll be doing that tonight. So if you want to know how that went, make sure you're following my YouTube channel to see how that goes. So yeah, speaking of my YouTube channel, make sure you guys are following the Coffee Break Podcast on Instagram. I'm posting a lot over there and doing Q&As and just really engaging with you guys. So I'd appreciate that, as well as liking my Facebook page, which is just Emily Lung. It's kind of like my Facebook page for all of my social platforms. My Instagram posts go directly there, my YouTube videos, the podcast, everything. So to stay up to date with all of my platforms, make sure you like my Facebook page. And yeah, today's coffee of the day is actually not coffee. I just have I don't know, you can't hear my water shaking. You can hear my straw. I just have a water jug, so that's my coffee of the day. I attempted to make a TikTok whipped coffee this morning, but make it a protein whipped coffee, and it was a huge fail, huge fail. So won't be trying that again. It was really bad. And it's really bad for you. So it was probably like a sign of Emily, eat healthy, do better. So here we are. Overall, I hope everyone's doing okay with the whole COVID-19 thing. They started phase 1 here in Austin, Texas, of opening restaurants, malls, and movie theaters, which is so bizarre to me, but I'm not going to get into that. A lot of places here actually decided to not open and do their part, which I think is super cool. I'm not partaking in those activities because I'm trying to do my part to socially distance, and I don't think those are places where we can particularly socially distance, if you know what I mean. Anyways, so my job is considered phase 2 because it's considered a gym, so we are not open, but even when we do open, it'll be very minimum capacity, and we're working on small group type things. So I don't know. It's such a weird time we're living in. I keep touching base on this in the intro because it's really what we're all going through right now. So it's just uncertain times. It's hard to give answers to things and all of that. And I've been starting a cheer program at the gym I'm at. And so it's just been a weird time to get all of that going and so many questions. And I don't have all the answers because of this weird time. So I hope y'all are doing good. Let me know over on my Instagram how you guys are doing with all of this, because I would love to know your thoughts and pick your brain. But today's episode is all about positivity and manifesting the things you want in life. And I really wanted to do this episode because manifestation is something I'm a true believer of. And I think, if there's something you want and you manifest it, then you are going to get it. That is something you will get in life, and you have to work hard for it as well. So I think breaking down all of these goal setting and setting the right path to achieve your goals, I think helps people with the breakdown of this goal's too big. Well, no, set huge goals, set time sensitive goals, and start manifesting the things that you want out of your life. And so we're going to get into that today, and I hope it's something that y'all, take to heart, and really hopefully you can incorporate this in your life if you're struggling with reaching your goals or even goal setting. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. First thing for me when setting a goal or manifesting something I want is really thinking about the things that are important to me in my life. So my friends, my family, myself, my dog, my health, my career. You start labeling these big things that are very important to you. And so for me, the biggest thing is balancing my social life with my family and my friends and my boyfriend and my dog with my work life. I work a very unconventional work schedule than most. I don't work a 9 to 5. I'm working a 3 to 10 p.m. and sometimes more than that. And so for me, it's setting work time aside from my social time and not guilting myself for the social times that I give myself, if that makes sense. I feel sometimes on the weekends, I'm I could be doing this. Okay, for instance, last night I got back from the lake and I was so tired. The sun drains you. I'm sunburnt. And I'm just mentally and physically exhausted. And so I shower, I lay down and I pass out, and I wake up at like 9 p.m. and I feel guilt. I'm just like, wow, like I could have gotten so many things done. I could have edited a YouTube video. I could have answered emails. I could have started working on flyers for work. Like I could have done so much more. Like, why did I let myself sleep? But in reality, my body needed the rest. And so knowing when enough is enough is a big part of this goal setting path, in my opinion, is realizing when too much is too much. And so moral of the story of that is not guilting yourself for setting social goals. Like I want to see my family X amount of times a week and not feeling guilt for that. And I want to go to dinner with my friends, every other weekend. And that's okay. Like setting those social goals for yourself, I think, are important, as well as your business career path goals. So for me, what I do to plan out my goals before even, getting into this whole manifesting what you want is I love planners, okay? I'm a huge planner junkie. Right now I've been using the Erin Condren Life Planner, and I'm obsessed with it. It's definitely worth the investment in my opinion, but I do it week by week. I don't plan out more than a week at a time because it just crowds I start feeling like anxiety and like pressured that I have to do this next week, which I don't even need to be thinking about next week. I need to be living in the moment and in the present. So I open up my weekly calendar every Monday morning, and it's the first thing. I'm like, okay, Mondays I need to do this, Tuesday I need to do this, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way through Sunday, and my whole week is planned out. If I need to record the podcast, I write that on there. I write even the day that the podcast goes live, just so I see it and I know it has to happen, even though in the back of my mind, I know every Wednesday at 6 a.m. my podcast goes live. But just knowing that and seeing it on my planner just helps me reassure that I'm on track. YouTube videos I'm filming, YouTube videos I'm editing, any Instagram content, any brand deals I'm working on. I'm not like a huge like influencer or YouTube, but I'm luckily starting to get like noticed by smaller companies and being able to do those things. So learning about those deadlines and how to, incorporate all this with my full-time job has been a lot. So if I lay everything out 1 week at a time, things I have to do for work, for Tumble Tech and all that, then now I'm seeing like the big picture of everything I have to do for the week. So then Tuesday, this morning I get up, I open my calendar, I'm looking in my planner, I'm like, okay, Tuesday, I have to record the podcast, I need to edit the podcast, I need to get an Instagram photo up, I have some one-on-one lessons via FaceTime, some virtual lessons, and I'm teaching 2 Zoom classes this evening. So I have a full plate today. And so I start writing out my to-do list on a separate sheet of paper outside of my planner. I'm like, okay, record the pod, edit the pod, upload the pod to my server. I need to do this. I need to go to the grocery store, make sure I have things for dinner tonight. I need to whatever. I write out my to-do list for the day, and I start checking those things off one by one. And so for me, that's building to this bigger picture of my goals. So my big picture goal, one of them is to have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. YouTube's something I love, and I don't think you have to set anything to a number if it's a hobby that you enjoy, but that's just a goal I have. I really want to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Right now, I'm a little over 1,000. And so for me, what are the steps I need to take to achieve that goal? I need to keep uploading 2 times minimum per week of good content, quality content, things people want to see, full days of eating, nutrition hacks, full body workouts, like detailed workouts, whatever it is that, one, I like recording, and 2, my viewers like to see, and making sure I'm giving them good content. So now in my weekly planner, I need to make sure I'm recording 2 videos a week and setting time to edit and upload 2 times a week. Another goal of mine is to get more brand deals, and that's something I've been manifesting for so long, and there's only certain brands that like I want to work with because it's things that I enjoy. So for instance, I love Smashbox. I've loved Smashbox for years, and I've been lucky enough through influencer to get several Smashbox influencer like PR packages. And a few weeks ago I was like looking at Sephora.com and looking at things. I'm a powder foundation junkie. Well, I started like really getting into my influencer account and like putting time to like review and do more makeup-y things and just whatever. And as I started working more on my makeup side, I got an email from Influencer to, take this survey. And then I got Smashbox Powder Foundation in the mail. The weirdest coincidence ever, but I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you manifest it and if you want it, things like that will happen to you. So for me, I've been carrying around my Hydro Jug for literal years. You can scroll through my Instagram, like years. I own 3 Hydro Jugs, and last year I was grateful enough that they reached out to me to do a giveaway, and they didn't ask me to be on the team. It was nothing like that. They just reached out like, hey, we'd like you to host a giveaway. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. They sent me a free Hydro Jug, and then whoever won, they were mailing them out a free Hydro Jug. So I got to host that with them. It was super cool because it was like a brand that I loved and respected and used for years, and I tagged them on Instagram and I would make fun content for them. So it was just like in the back of my mind, like, would love to be on Team Hydro Jug, but whatever. Well, here we are. And last week I got an email from them about being an ambassador for them. And so now you can use code EmilyL for 10% off at Hydro Jug. So it's super exciting to be like officially part on that team, because that's something I manifested for so long, and I just continue to make great content for them. I tagged them without any commission, anything, but it's just something I worked towards, and now here we are, and it's the same thing with my 1UP deal with them. And that's something I always said last year at the end of 2019, my New Year's resolution was I want to be on a supplement team. I want to find a supplement brand that I love and they love me and work with them, because I've been taking supplements for a long time, and I was always back and forth between Ghost and 1UP and Cellucor. There was all these different brands I was using, but when 1UP reached out to me a few months later, I was like, I manifested this. Like, I said from the beginning of this year, like 2019 is the year I get on a supplement team, and here we are, Team 1UP, code Emily Long. I know this is like the biggest like self promo ever, I'm sorry, but it's something that I set my mind to and I worked towards, and I put out a lot of knowledgeable videos about supplements. I've made several YouTube videos about my supplement routine or Supplements 101. I would do stories on my Instagram about supplements and really got my knowledge of that out there. And I think that's what really helped me with 1UP reaching out to me, and that those are the things that when you want something like that, it's so doable. And I feel like a lot of people like, I want to live this influencer life and I want to do this, but I don't have a following. Well, I do not have a big following. I have 10,000 people on Instagram, 1,000 people on YouTube, and I think I have 200 downloads, a little over 200 downloads on this podcast. But I'm getting these deals because I'm working for it. And the few sponsorships I have, not even sponsorships, they're not sponsorships. The few affiliates I have with the podcast, it's because I've reached out, I've applied for this. Like, I'm putting in the work to get these. People aren't just like flocking to me like, oh, like you have 10,000 people on Instagram. We want to send you free this and do a paid post. Like, no, I'm having to work for these, and a lot of work goes into it. So if there's something that you want, there's enough work to go get it. And I am a true believer of that and manifesting what you want. And so, like, for instance, I follow this girl on YouTube, and she manifested that she wanted to be a travel vlogger. That's what she wanted her career to be. She wanted to travel the world, be paid for it, vlog her adventures. She manifested that. So she started in her own local town. And like, I live in Austin. So for me, I would go and do like the top bars in Austin, or, fun travel weekend getaway places in Austin. And like, you start locally because that's what you can afford. You make content on it, and then you start traveling to make content. And then you reach out to a hotel like, hey, I'm coming these dates. Would you want me to make content for you? Whether it's video content, photography, promote, give you all of the, footage for you to use for your marketing, and give me a free place to stay. Things like that happen all the time, and people don't realize that is you have to know what you're worth. And so for me, knowing that I can provide great digital media for brands when I reach out, or vice versa, I know what I can offer them. And so that's why in a lot of these like ambassadorships or things like that, they're like, well, what can you do? Like, what can you make video? Can you make photos? Can you make digital this? Like, and a lot of the applications ask that because they want to know, what are you bringing to the table? Like, we're not just going to give you this stuff and you're make a post about it and that's it. Like, you need to bring some sort of value to that brand. And so I didn't want to get on this whole rant about like social media, but for me, when you're setting these goals, and for you, when you're setting these goals and wanting to manifest, this bigger picture, you have to break it down into smaller steps of what you want. And so from the beginning of setting that goal, like my goal is to make 6 figures and find a career that I love. Boom, there's the big picture. From there, where do we step down to? Okay, well, I need to either have a degree in this, or I need to get experience in this. I need to get an internship in this. Boom. Now you have a step down of what that needs to look like. And then boom, from there, I need to create this resume. I need to do this, blah, blah, blah. I need to work myself up the ladder in this career path to get to this point. And so it's a stair step effect. Like, you have to build your way up to the bigger picture and have smaller time-sensitive goals along the way. So for me, like I said earlier, my goal is to have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube this year. Not this year. Ideally, would love it this year, but 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So for me, I need to say, okay, like I said earlier, I'm going to upload 2 times a week. Okay, great. But how is those uploads going to correlate subscribers for me? Well, now I need to take a step down. Okay, I have these 2 videos. Maybe one's a vlog and one's a sit-down informational video. Okay, what do I need to do to ensure people want to subscribe from that? Where are they going to feel engaged or entertainment or knowledge? What are they getting from it? And then my tags, my thumbnail, my title. Now I have to post it on my Facebook page, on my Instagram, on my Twitter, and get the word out. Now I got to do all the marketing behind these 2 videos per week, so new people are finding them and liking the video and doing this. And so it's like all these little breakdown steps of hitting that bigger picture and achieving that goal. So let's take like a smaller goal, for instance. You want to get into the university of your dreams. You really want to get into the University of Texas. And maybe you're a sophomore in high school. What are the steps you're going to take now to ensure that in 3 years when you graduate, you get into the University of Texas? Okay, well, you obviously have to be top, I think it's 4%, 5% now. I don't even know. So now you really need to focus on your grades the next 3 years. What extracurriculars are you going to do? What are you going to do to set your college application apart from everybody else? So what do those steps look like? If this is something I knew at a young age, I would have helped me so much. Like setting those stepping stones for the bigger picture in 3 years, 1 year, 10 years, whatever goal you're setting. So another example, my boyfriend Trey and I are very set on buying a house this year, something we've been talking about for over a year. And so what did we do to ensure that? We started working on paying off our debt. We started a new savings account and started putting lots of money into it so we could have a down payment, closing cost, whatever. We started looking into the pre-approval process. What are we pre-approved for? Things like that, where we're taking those steps for that bigger picture. And so I know I feel like I'm throwing a lot at you guys and I'm just ranting about all the different steps you need for different types of goals. But I want you to realize, if there's something you want, it is achievable. You have to do the work, but break it down. Like, okay, I want to own $1 million home. It could be that outrageous. I want to own a $4 million home on the lake or beachfront in this state, whatever, by the time I retire. I don't know, whatever dream you have. Okay, what are you doing now to start working on that? And so for me, I used to always be like, I want to make it on YouTube and I want to do this. Well, once I started realizing the work that went into it, it's been a lot. And so for me, it started probably back in middle school when I was just making YouTube videos for fun. And it literally wasn't even a thought oh, I could make this a career. I just made them for fun. And then I stopped because people started finding them and I was embarrassed. So I stopped. So then college comes around. I'm like, gosh, that was so much fun. I still enjoy digital media and video and photography and things like that. I'm like, I'm going to do it again. So I just started it for fun. And then when I realized, wow, this is like something like I really want to do, I'm seeing how people can like make money doing this, I need to be more serious. Well, then I like took time off and I was like a hot mess. And then within the last year or two, when I've really picked it up and like made this like my daytime job, I've received the benefits from it, like with these brands reaching out and things like that. So no goal is too big, because I never thought like I would be with One Up Nutrition or with HydroJug. And I'm like still honestly like a nobody in the YouTube, Instagram, podcast world. But for me, I don't care as long as I'm helping someone. So if I am reaching out and engaging with my audience and helping at least one person every single day, those numbers are going to grow. And that's what I've learned. If I'm putting out value to people, the other people will come. And if I'm focusing on the small baby steps along the way, the bigger picture is going to come. And that's just something I want to reiterate to you guys and let you guys know, like, there's no goal too big. There's no goal too small. Manifest anything you want in this life, because you can achieve it. I promise you that. So I hope that kind of helped break down the whole achieving your goals and getting what you want. I feel like I was like real like raw and like passionate and like really coming at y'all for a minute, but it's just something I am very passionate about, is goal setting and like getting what you want. So I hope this short episode just helped you open your mind to, creating your own steps to achieving and manifesting the goals you want in life. So if you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed to the podcast and leave a review. It really helps me get noticed and grow on the podcast. And I am looking for more guests to have on the show, because the episode with my brother just like went off. It was such a good episode. So if you haven't listened to that one, I highly recommend going to listen to it. Even if you're not like a college senior or looking into like the college world, it's just very informational to see like how two different people can go about life and making like big life decisions and things like that. I don't know. It's just very interesting. And I re-listened to it again because I was like, wow, like this is kind of cool. But anyways, rant over. I won't see you guys, but I'll be here same time, same place next week. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end. Toodles.